Before we leave this article for the moment, I want to show you two more things. Because this is a great article now, and as I said, it's a great starting point at least, but this isn't only true for the entire article. You can also use different sections of this article to even dive deeper and to get even better results for whatever you need. For example, the title up here. The iPhone Evolution, a journey from the first presentation to 2021. Instead of taking this title as given, we could now challenge ChatGPT to find out other, maybe even better titles. So with the following prompt, we want to have more titles that are super exciting to grab the attention of potential readers. And we need at least 5 titles to choose from. Now with this list, you can choose between even more creative and maybe even better titles. So you should always keep this in mind. Don't take the first result as given. Use it as starting point to then find even more creative solutions. The second thing I want to show you is that as we have this great article now, we can also use this article and create an executive summary. Because it's always great for the people who don't have a lot of time and want to grab the information as fast as possible to have such a summary at the end or at the beginning of an article. Here we'll keep things simple. With this prompt, we only want to limit ChatGPT to around about 300 words. So now we've finished our article. We have the structured article with great titles, we have images in there, and we have a summary. This logic is of course not limited to an article about some tech-related topic. So in the next lecture, we'll think about other article types that you could create with the help of ChatGPT. We know how to create the content, and I can tell you one thing, your options are unlimited. But I know that getting started and thinking about these options can be tricky sometimes. You could start creating tutorials with the help of ChatGPT. These tutorials could cover technology-related topics like AI, a kind of a fitting topic, or cybersecurity. Or you are rather interested into fitness and sports. Why not coming up with tutorials about running or about gaining muscle mass? These are again just some basic examples. You can be creative on your own, of course. Tutorials can also cover topics like beauty and fashion. You want to know how to get the flawless face? Then write an article about it. Or if you want to write about hairstyles, then feel free to do so. You can always start these topics with ChatGPT as a base, then refine the article, and there you go. If you are not so much into tutorials, you can also write opinions on your personal website, for example. Opinions can cover recent developments like the push for renewable energy or why mental health should be a priority in today's society. So these are all topics reflecting your opinion. You can also write about pros and cons for specific topics, for example, college education or cryptocurrencies. Or you're rather interested into general life-related topics, so what has an impact on our lives? Then you can write about social media, any topic you can think of. These are all things you can cover now faster and more efficient than ever with the help of ChatGPT. Articles are not limited to tutorials and opinions. You can also write deep dives about historical developments, about how technology evolved, about social and economic research, and many, many more. I just want to give you some things at hand to get an idea of the amazing options we now have with the help of ChatGPT. And always keep in mind, there is so much more to write about, so much more to discover, so make the most out of it. So I guess we know how to write an article now, and we got our great article up here. But why don't we take the chance and use this article for more than just, publishing it on a website? People like to watch videos. So why don't we use this article as a base for an entire YouTube video? And to create such a video, a script is very helpful. So we can use ChatGPT to create a YouTube video script. It can of course also be for any kind of other platform, but this should be specifically a YouTube video. And we just tell ChatGPT that the base for the script should be the full article. Again, we'll start with the simplified approach, so I'll just tell ChatGPT to create a script for a YouTube video based on the full article, to make sure it doesn't consider the executive summary instead. Now let's see where this pretty vague prompt leads us to. So this is a nice first step at least, but as we saw it for the article, it is pretty generic. Therefore, once again, we should be more precise about what our video should look like, and therefore we should again add some constraints here. The core idea is basically the same that we saw for the article. So constraints that make sense for a YouTube video are, for example, defining the video length. Typically, YouTube videos should not be longer than 10 minutes or 8 to 10 minutes. We should think about the video style. In my case, I want to target a younger audience, and therefore I want to have a very engaging and fast-paced video style. So new topics should be introduced quickly. I don't want to have these deep dives or these detailed discussions about a specific topic. I also want to have a description about the video footage that should be shown. We saw this in the first version already, but I want to be very explicit about that factor. And I also want to have some background music. Obviously, ChatGPT cannot add background music, but I want to have a description of the type of background music that should be played when required. So with these constraints in mind, I'll edit my YouTube script request here, and I'll add the following prompt. So here I again assign a role to ChatGPT. It should not be a YouTube content creator, and I add all the things I just mentioned on the slide. I just stick to 5 minutes here to not make the output too long. And I also need a video name, which wasn't displayed here in the first version, and I also want to have a video thumbnail. So with this update, we now hopefully get a more detailed script for our YouTube video. As you see, it starts already with a fitting video name, and we also get a short description of the video thumbnail. More importantly, we also get time slots for specific sections, including the background music, the description of the background music, once again the footage, and now also the voiceover that matches the specific time frame we have right here. And this is now the final output. We have a well-structured script here. As you know, your output will look different, but no matter what you get right here, with these more precise constraints and with instructing ChatGPT about what you want to have and what you need, you get again at least a very, very good starting point for your YouTube video. And if you compare our second version again with the initial version, then I guess we made a great progress and get better results by just adding one well-thought prompt here. Let's now leave the world of articles and video scripts, and let's move on to another topic where ChatGPT can help us a lot. It is the job of a copywriter. Copywriting, in case you never heard of that before, means writing the written content, the so-called copy, for marketing materials. Now, this sounds a bit generic. A copywriter has to understand the target audience of a specific product or a specific service, and based on this understanding, the copywriter has to promote the product or service as good as possible. So the idea is to engage somebody, a copywriter, to write texts for you that promote your products or services. Now, examples would be website content here. On your website, you want to make sure that visitors sign up for your newsletter, for example. and writing the engaging text to encourage people to do so can be the job of a copywriter. Copywriters can also be used for social media posts. There, the goal could be that people who visit your social media page should be encouraged to visit your website, where you, for example, sell a product or anything like that. You could also engage a copywriter for email campaigns. In this email campaign, you could make sure that people who open your marketing email should be encouraged to buy a specific product. Now, in the end, it cannot be strictly distinguished between these different channels and these different goals. You can also have website content that encourages people to buy a product, or you can send emails where you market your website. So these are just examples. Basically, it's all about writing texts to market your product, to market your service. And with ChatGPT, we now have the chance to write such texts targeted for a specific audience better and easier than ever before.